Man can only use 10% of his brain? This is the nonsense rumored by fictional movies. Scientists, researchers have discovered the furthest planets and recorded the characteristics of each of them over the years, but have not yet been able to fully identify and recognize the human brain. Some Hollywood movies have taught us that humans can eventually use 10% of their brains. Movies like Lucy and Limitless. If you have seen it, in these movies, the actors took a pill so they could use 100% of their brains. They're interesting movies and I love these movies. But neurologists say a person can use 100% of his brain in a day, but he can use 100% of his brain power in that unit. We all know that the brain has certain complexities and we haven't been able to fully understand it yet. It is interesting to know that most of the energy that humans consume is used by the brain. That is, our brain devotes a large portion of our energy to properly control our behavior, movements, and decisions. Our brain takes care of itself well. The brain knows how much energy it needs and whether it has the energy it needs. When the brain realizes that there is no energy in your body to do 100% of its work, it shuts down about 30% of itself. Have you seen that when you are used to a place like your own home, you can do your work even in the dark and when it is night and the lights are off? It is the work of the brain. The brain tries to create habits to make it easier to work and consume less energy. The brain makes you stop thinking to solve a problem and to know it and do it unconsciously. The brain doesn't like you to disturb it in any way. But this most important organ of the body doesn't just teach us good habits. He won't give up on any habit that makes his job easier and tries to create that habit in your body, like smoking or chewing nails, both of which provide momentary relaxation to the brain. While we know that saying we only use 10% of our brain isn't true, neurologists believe that we don't know 100% of the brain yet. They say the information we've gained so far isn't all our brain power and has much more potential. In order for the brain to learn, it needs to move forward step by step. That is, if you want to become a professor, you have to habituate your brain from the first grade and learn simple lessons to get to specialized lessons. For example, imagine that you want to learn music. When you don't know anything about it, your brain can't do anything about it, and it is hard to learn its simple points. But when you learn music step by step and move forward, you suddenly realize that things that are very difficult for you are also like drinking water, because the brain is used to learn that way. This point is extensible in anything. For example, imagine that you want to learn a computer game. You are very weak from the first day you start playing, and no matter how smart you are, your game is not good and you have to move forward step by step to become a professional. If you train your brain in whether you like, it works. We all know that the brain is made up of two parts. The right part of the brain, which controls the left part of the body, and the left part of the brain, which controls the right part of the body. Some people believe left-handers are smarter, others say right-handers are smarter. All of these claims are generally false. It's a preference your brain has chosen. You can even get your brain used to being left-handed or right-handed, or even be able to do things with both hands. Just do not forget you need to move forward step by step, and you cannot change these habits in one day. Throughout history, no one has become a scientist for a day. Many people ask, how can we use our brain 100%? How do we activate the 87 billion nerves in our brain in that unit? Scientists say this is not possible. Yes, it can be done, but in fiction films. You must have seen athletic people who have shapely bodies, and it is clear that they are professional athletes. Strong brains are exactly like that. There is a lot of practice. This is why they are slowly filled, and the brain is so active that learning has become easier and easier. Never let the brain shut down and the learning part shut down. In this case, your brain becomes more sluggish and therefore it becomes harder and harder for you to learn. Of course, we all know that after the age of 30, it becomes more difficult to learn day by day. Not that it becomes impossible, of course, but it becomes more difficult. So, you have to build and grow the brain from childhood and adolescence. This learning and brain exercise has no end because the brain is prepared for everything. Readiness to learn and readiness to give back the information you have learned. Neuroscience say that when your brain is broken, your confidence also increases, which reduces stress and worry in your body, and the brain doesn't let stress in. This feature makes negative thoughts go away and you think more optimistically and positively. In this case, you have control over your thoughts, and this control allows you to control any stress that is about to enter your brain. So far, we've figured out how to get 100% brain power, but what happens when we reach a 100% brain power? Can we control time or travel to the future or the past? Like in the movie Lucy? I will tell you in the following video. If you enjoyed the video so far, please like it and have a comment and subscribe to the channel to support us. We need your support. Let's get to the continuation of the video. So far we've learned that it is up to us to nurture a perfect brain that works well. There is no drug or herb to achieve a 100% brain. The only way, but there is daily exercise that you give your brain. But don't think that once your brain is full, you can access 100% of the information you've learned or do weird things in the unit. As we said, these are stories that are specific to movies. We don't know the brain fully yet, and we don't know how much potential it has. But so far we found that the more we train our brains, the better results we will get. Do you think in the next few years we can control our brain enough to be able to lift objects from a distance?